Something so smooth about you, boy.
And we are about to have us some conversations up in here today.
Salt and pepper gold tea, sign of your maturity. So
Welcome on the Lord's Day is Sunday, and you are watching.
What's going on, guys? Welcome
Facts.
to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman. Today's video
Hold on,
has
we
me
got some
super
things crossed up
excited,
here.
and let
Hold
me
on.
explain why. Over the last 2+ years here
Hold
at
on.
the channel, we've covered everything pertaining to
Seems
the
like
MCU.
we got a little
Everything
audio
from the
problem here.
official
Hold on.
announcements, castings, and
Let's see if we
trade
can get
reveals,
this thing
all
squared
the way
away.
down to industry insider reports, and of course, Hollywood
Now,
trades, and somewhere in between.
You're watching Facts and Opinion on Wjzz Cool Tv, live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Periscope. How are we all doing today? I think, one moment, we got some problems here, hold on. We have had some issues in this election, and a lot of us haven't really addressed it in the way that you would think it should be addressed, okay? But let's just say that we're looking at what in some circles and some people's minds could be considered treason. That's the question, okay? The reason I say that is because Lieutenant General Thomas McInerney did an interview earlier this week. And in that interview, he lamented to the fact that there are outside players involved in our elections. And a few of those players are China, Russia, and Iran. Now, hold it. Pump the brakes. Put a hold on. Now, look here. I forgot, I was distracted by a few things. I'm back now. I'm here. Okay, let's get that right. I would like to send a shout out to my man, Brandon Bryce, okay? If you guys didn't see it, check out yesterday's show. That was an awesome show. We had some really good conversation, two intelligent black men bantering back and forth, and you might enjoy some of the topics and some of the conversations. So please, get a chance, go back and look at yesterday's show, and much love to you, Brandon Bryce. Anytime, bro. Anytime you want to come on, please come on the show. We can do what we do. Now, back to the story hand. Lieutenant General Thomas McInerney did an interview, as I was saying earlier. And in that interview, he basically said that the outside players that are involved in our elections, with these people doing the things that they're doing, i.e. Georgia, the black table, the suitcase ballots, okay? I'm thinking to myself, these people don't understand the depth of their actions, okay? I really don't think they understand the severity of what they're doing. In their minds, all they want to do is get rid of Trump. And I said it before, Trump derangement syndrome will drive your ass fucking nuts, okay? Because you got to be out your damn mind to break the law right in the face of everyone. We all see this. It's not as if it's a secret. We all knew the mail-in ballot thing was going to be an issue. We did. We all knew this. It wasn't rocket science. No, it wasn't necessary. We all knew when Democrats came up with the idea that we should have mail-in ballots, when they came up with the idea of using coronavirus as a cudgel to get this thing pushed through, when we look and we see that each state that has problems with this election right now, i.e. Georgia, Pennsylvania, Arizona, Michigan, Wisconsin, okay, all these states have laws within those states, okay? Election laws. These states broke their own laws in order to get this election turned to their favor, okay? You're looking at ballots coming in, hundreds of thousands of ballots. We all know this. It's been reported over and over and over again. But what really drives me nuts about all this is that you mean to tell me that we have to have a hearing, okay? I guess it's procedural, okay? Let's keep it real. Maybe it's procedural. But you mean to tell me we got to have a hearing and then another hearing, and then another hearing, on top of another hearing, just to prove that fraud took place in this election when you have so many different ballots, so many different kinds of ballots coming from different places and all these different things? Are we that? I'm going to be nice and be neat. Are we that insanely stupid to believe what these people are telling us? Okay, I don't think so. But Lieutenant General McInerney basically said that, in his opinion, Trump should initiate martial law, call for the Insurrection Act to be applied, suspend habeas corpus, and to have the military, the army, do another election legitimately, okay? Now, you would think that sounds a little harsh, but look at the circumstances. Look at everything that's going on right now, all right? You have a Democrat Party that is turning socialist, okay? The policies that they're talking about, I'm talking about the leadership now. We ain't talking about the rank and file guys. We're talking about the leadership, like I've been saying. You have these people trying to make socialism sound attractive, and they connect it to Democrat. They say socialist Democrat, all right? But no matter what you do, socialism is still fucking socialism, okay? Socialism and communism have killed millions of people around the globe. And you want to try to bring that type of political system into this country? Look, I get a little passionate. I get a little excited when I have to think that my grandkids, if left to the Democrat devices, would come up in a socialist country, a communist / socialist country. Especially when socialism and communism have such a bad track record. It makes no sense. It's antithetical to everything, and it goes totally against the Constitution. But you have Democrats every damn day espousing socialist dogma and then want us to accept it. Now, the reason why this election is so jacked up is because nobody wants to accept a socialist agenda in this country. But they want to force it on us to the point of cheating. Nancy Pelosi, the head of the Speaker of the House, head of the Democrats in the House, she won, I guess, her re-election for Speaker, okay? But does that say much? Okay, really, does it say much? She's been along with the socialist wing, or being influenced by the socialist wing of her party, to either do certain things or to not do certain things. That is against what we consider the American dream. All right? You can try to wrap socialism in the cloak of the Constitution. You can pick little things out of the Constitution to connect it to socialism. But when you step back and you look at the whole picture, the Constitution stands alone, socialism stands alone, and the Constitution is better than that bullshit. It is. You cannot run a democratic republic, because that's what we are. We're not this is not a democrat system. This is a republic. This is not a true democracy. This is a republic. Look, democracy means majority rules, okay? You have 51 votes. You say for instance you got 100 people, okay? By one vote, 51 to 49, whatever it is, be it tossing cats off apartment buildings, running over little kitties in your car, meow, meow. It could be any of that shit. And 51 can win. That's not a republic. A republic has representation, okay? In a republic, you have representation. In a democracy, you don't. You're pretty much heading towards socialism at that point. But you have people that espouse every day that the Constitution is this and the Constitution is that, and we can't do this and we can't do that. The reason why you can't do this, the reason why you can't do that is because of the Constitution. It allows others, the least of us, to still have enough power to say no. Key, the bottom line. You have people every day that complain that the Constitution ain't this and the Constitution ain't that. Okay, tell you what. You don't like the way this country's ran. You don't like the laws. You don't like the Constitution. You don't like this. You don't like that. Then get the fuck out. How about that? Go your ass to Zimbabwe. Go your ass to Argentina. Take your ass to Cuba. And I guarantee you, when you get there, you're going to cry to get your ass back here. You are watching Facts and Opinion on Wjzz Cool TV. Live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Periscope. Yeah, I'm a little fired up today. All right? I want you to understand this shit. Because Mr. Bryce, my guest I had on yesterday, I went home after that show, and I have to admit, that brother put some things on me and up here. Made me think hard about where I am, what I'm doing, what this country represents to me, and how it's being transformed, so to speak. There's always been an adage that the United States can never be destroyed from the outside. It has to be eroded from the inside out. And you mean to tell me socialist policies is supposed to make this country strong when all it does is make this country weaker and weaker and weaker if you institute socialist policies? Each state is a laboratory unto itself, okay? That's why it's United States. You can try something in one state, and if it worked, then maybe you can branch it out to the other states. Each state is a laboratory for democracy, okay? If you got high taxes in California because that's what they believe in, and you're taxing even for rainwater that falls out the fucking sky, do you really think people are going to stay in California when you have, greener pastures in Texas, greener pastures in Kentucky, greener pastures in states that don't have an income tax, Florida for one, and you still have, now referring to California now, but you still have a welfare state. But all of the money is leaving the state. So how do you propose to continue running your state without any damn money? Because they believe in taxing the rich. Again, politics of envy has unintended consequences, so to speak. Okay? The election. Arizona lawmakers recognize that there's a fucking problem with this election. Okay? Did you hear me that time? Wait a minute. I don't think you heard me. Arizona lawmakers realize that there's a fucking problem with this election. So guess what they did? They called for an audit of the software and the equipment, just so we can find out if there's a little chicanery taking place in this election. They decided to call for an audit in Maricopa County. All right? Guess what? All this rigmarole we've been going through, all these arguments we've been having, all these affidavits that's been given up, only one state definitely is doing an audit on the software as well as the damn machines. Now, if one state can do that, then why in the fuck is it so hard for the rest of them to do it? If you so sure that Joe Biden done won this election, if you so sure that everything is everything and all this is equal, explain to me why in the fuck you can't do this. Please. Like I said, I'm sorry. Don't mean to be belligerent. Don't mean to be vulgar. But this is a very passionate subject for me. And it seems as if everyone's trying to discard the one elephant in the room. Common fucking sense. That's all. If I'm complaining, if I bring my lawyers out there and I say, Rudy, tell them what's wrong, baby. And he say, the ballots are this, the machine did that, you got votes being switched, you got votes not being counted. The only obvious solution to this problem to find out if the argument fits the crime is to do an audit. Just say, fuck it, I'm done. I don't want to hear your mouth no more. Close your shit, take your papers. We're going to audit every damn thing. Just for a little clarity. Just for a little sanity. Just for a little peace of mind. But nobody wants to do that. It seems as if there's a very large conspiracy taking place. Something's going on here. Something ain't right. I ain't going for it. Somebody doing something they ain't got no business doing. But don't nobody want to talk about that. Don't nobody want to go there. Don't nobody want to say, you know what? We're going to shut Rudy's lawyers up. We're going to shut up Lynn Wood. We're going to just say, okay, we're going to stop, what's her doggone name? Sidney Powell. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to forget her name. We're going to stop Sidney Powell from her lawsuits. We're just going to clear it all up. We're going to do an audit of every machine in every area that is in question. And then we can come to an understanding. But you know what, though? I believe, and this is my opinion, I do believe that some of these individuals that brought these voting systems into play may have their hands a little dirtier than we think. Maybe, just maybe, they got a few dollars just to set it up a certain type of way. And that should infuriate you just as much as it does me, because that does not afford anyone a fair and honest election. When you have ballot boxes, drop boxes as they say, in black or dominantly Democrat areas, yeah, there's a ballot box on this corner. You walk 3 blocks, there's a ballot box on that corner. You walk 4 blocks, there's a ballot box on that corner. You just walk across the street and there's nothing. But in predominantly rural areas where, I guess you can say, Republicans live, want a ballot box, a drop box, drive your ass to the next goddamn county. Go 30 miles down the road. Do that sound like fair and equal treatment? Because if it do, you stupid. You fucked up in your head if you think that should sound fair and equal. See, one of the things that we don't ever try to address are the things that are detrimental to all of us. Not just one party or the other, to all of us. This argument would be the same if it was a Republican doing the chicanery. If the Republican Party was doing all kinds of crooked ass shit. This would be the same argument. It doesn't make a difference if you're Republican or Democrat. This is fucked up. If we got to sit up here and complain and talk about how we value our vote. Remember now, you had poll taxes. Black folks couldn't vote unless they paid to vote, okay? You had brothers being lynched and hung and sprung. Didn't even have the right to vote. You had to wait till the 1960s to go for your civil rights and actually to really truly vote. And you mean to tell me if not anybody in the country should be pissed the fuck off, it should be black folks, because black folks we worked hard to get this opportunity. We worked hard to have this privilege. People have died to obtain the rights we have. And this election has proven to a lot of us, that you're paying lip service. You're paying lip service to the fact that you say, go vote. But you really don't want a motherfucker to vote unless they voting for you? Seriously. This is ridiculous. But I digress, and I go back to what I was saying. Arizona is going to audit the software and the machinery. I think that should happen nationwide. Not just in Arizona, but I think that should take place in Pennsylvania. Actually, to be honest with you, I think it should take place in every battleground state. And once that's done, go back to every other state and audit them as well. So you can get an accurate count of the vote. You can have an actual count of what the American public said when their voice was heard. Right now, it sounds as if the voice is a whisper. Why? Because a lot of us are terrified of the idea of Joe Biden being the fucking president. Millions of us are worried about that. That concept, the idea, the notion troubles millions of Americans right now. And the ones that are troubled are the ones that are informed. Because we look at it and we know, we honestly understand there is corruption. You've been in the government for 47 years. You lied coming out the gate saying that you don't deal with none of your son's business dealing, but emails show that your funky ass has. And you lied directly to the American people. And now you want us to believe that you are a legitimate president? You are the same, referring to Joe Biden, he's the same individual that let our number one rival enter the World Bank, okay? Look, these were the same cats during the Korean War, okay? That sent millions of motherfucking Chinese across that border, pushing the UN, along with America, back from almost winning that war. That's why we have the 38th parallel right now. It didn't have nothing to do with North Korea whooping our ass. It had more to do with the Chinese coming down at the same time we were going up. And they forced us all the way back. I think it was to the Yalu River or something. I don't know. Fuck all that. But the point being is, China has never been on our side. China has never wanted to be a part of the world community unless it was dictating the world community. In order to control the world community is what they want to do. But we're the stopgap on all of that. Always have been. United States has always been that little incessant bump in the road. That little tick on your shoulder constantly biting your ass. That little fly that's always around buzzing on your shit. That's what we are to them. A consistent and permanent annoyance. But now it seems that China is military rivals ours. Technically, from a technical perspective, they haven't achieved that, but they have more ships now. They have a bigger army. They got like 2 million motherfuckers in suits ready to bounce. Okay. And you really want me to believe that, and I'm referring to Joe Biden again, you really want me to believe, sleep good at night, knowing that Hunter Biden, Joe Biden's son, had dealings and probably still continues to deal with a Chinese businessman? Now, he might have squashed it or brought it down to a low simmer to where it's not really publicized or talked about, but that's the MSM, mainstream media. They ain't gonna talk about that shit because they don't want it out there. They don't want you to know, be informed, and understand that even if this man is the president-elect Joe Biden, look, you still got to worry about yourself. You still got to worry about your life. You still have to worry about everything. If this man's the president, and we're not talking about your taxes going up. We ain't talking about, social unrest. We're not talking about, the things that go on as a whole and in the bigger picture, okay? What we're talking about is how there's a possibility this man can get us into a issue in the world that we won't be able to recover from real quick, okay? It's been said that this man has never been correct on any foreign policy since he's been in politics. Been wrong on all of them. All of them. Everything that's got anything to do with the world, he's been wrong on. He's the same individual that told Barack Obama when President Obama found out where Osama bin Laden was, he was the same idiot that said, nah, don't kill him. Barack looked at that motherfucker, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm killing this son of a bitch and killed his ass, okay? But this is Joe Biden. This is your president-elect. And you really want me to sleep good at night? Because seriously, all of this is cannon fodder, okay? This is all bullshit. Because the fact of the matter is, if everybody know like I know, Joe ain't going in there. See, the president does not want to have a national issue, okay? He doesn't want to, but if you force him to, he will. Because there's enough right here, to bring in the Insurrection Act, okay? Deal with Antifa. Deal with Black Lives Matter. Look, I know it sounds good. The name works for you. Black Lives Matter. Yes, they do. But how can you support an organization that actually speaks for the dismantling of the nuclear family? That's one of the problems we got fucking right now. You got black men having babies with women and then running off and leaving the goddamn kid and leaving the woman and starting that shit all over again somewhere else. You don't have the nuclear family. The nuclear family is the mother, the kids, the father. But Black Lives Matter says their goal is to destroy the nuclear family. That's antithetical to what I want. That's completely opposite of what this country can be. When you have the father out of the house, we all know bad things happen. And I'm not taking anything away from a strong woman. That's a wonderful thing. If you're strong enough to raise kids, a boy to be a man, that's a good thing. That shows that you have the strength to do what has to be done. But why should you have to use all your strength to do this? Okay, you didn't make the baby by yourself. You didn't lay there by yourself. You didn't get impregnated by yourself. So why in the hell you gotta raise that baby by yourself? This has never been instilled in any of these brothers out here running these streets. Is that, yeah, it's fun to be able to do this and do that and the other thing, but what about the responsibility? What about the implications? What about condoms? Birth control? Look, if you're not ready to have a kid, then don't have a kid. But if that unlikely event takes place, I'm referring to you getting pregnant, a woman. Now your form of birth control is Planned Parenthood? What kind of fucking stupid ass shit is that? Look, I got my opinions about birth control, okay? But we ain't gonna go there right now. Tell you what, the lines are open. You wanna kick it? Give me a call. Oop, wrong hand. Right there. Number on your screen. Get at me. Let's do some things. Cause I got my opinion, and I'm sure you have yours. So, share your opinion with me like I'm sharing my opinion with you. Don't be all staunchy like that, man. Go on, give me a call. We talk about some shit. Now, you are watching Facts and Opinion on Wjzz Cool TV live streaming. Yes, we are. Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Periscope. And we're going to keep this party popping. Now, look, got a question for you. I know you didn't think I was going to ask you shit, but I'm asking you. Do you really think that this country is such a bad place? Do you? I hear it every day. Fuck America, fuck this country, fuck this, fuck that, blah, 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 blah. But, you know, you have stars, well-noted individuals, you know, up there in the Hollywood, you know, complaining about how, oh, if this happens, I'm leaving. If that happens, I'm leaving. Ain't too many of them some bitches left here. They still right here. You got a few people probably shot off to Canada or something like that as a protest. But this is the indispensable nation. I don't care where you at on the planet. Everybody trying to get here. So we're indispensable. So I am tired of all y'all talking that crazy shit about fuck America. Fuck the police, fuck America, fuck this, fuck that. I'm tired of this bullshit. Because it seems like to me, if you got that many complaints about it, get up off your ass and do something about it. Don't sit there and cry. Because these are the same individuals that will sit up and complain about what the president done and ain't got up to vote it one fucking time. You probably ain't voted in 20 fucking years, but you want to complain every goddamn day. This shit is ridiculous. It is off the chain ridiculous. You complain about the garbage not being picked up. You complain about the mail being late. You complain about your ass being on fire. Quit complaining, goddammit, do something about it. Excuse me, I have to wet my palate. Complaints have never gotten anyone anything. All they did is raise your blood pressure and get you all upset. Now, I complain about the election, but my complaints have facts backing them up. Your complaints about the country are full of shit. Let's be honest. Because if it was that bad here, if it was that horrible here, if it was just so unbelievably cruel to live in this country, you would either do one or two things. Shut yourself in the basement like Joe Biden does, or either leave the fucking country. Well, you outside every damn day, so I know it ain't that. Okay? And you ain't left the country, so I know it ain't that. So you got to give me a plausible understanding, example of why your complaints are supposed to be listened to. When your complaints are really a waste of oxygen, okay? And time. Because this indispensable nation as it is, that shining light on a hill, it's not going anywhere. You can have Iran come up against us. You can have China come up against us. You can have Russia come up against us. Yeah, we may take a couple of licks, but in the end, we're going to bust your ass. We're not going anywhere. Just understand this country is indispensable and it's never leaving. We're not going here. We're not going there. We're going to stay where we at. Now, it seems like Iran is making threats against Israel, talking about how they feel like, the Iranians feel like the Israelis killed their nuclear scientists and then turned around and killed I think a general in their military. That could get real ugly too. Because like I said, we got all these hot spots around the globe and we got people sitting up here committing, honestly, to be honest with you, I'm kind of with General McInerney's description. The things that are taking place in this country could either be considered treason or at least borderline treason. Insurrection, definitely. Because the laws that's being broken in order to get, I guess you could say, a Manchurian candidate in office, referring to Joe Biden, all of the things that's taking place to get this man in place could be considered treasonous. All right? Let's be real. This shit makes no sense. And when we have other countries involved, our adversaries, Iran, China, Venezuela, Russia, when we have all these other countries involved, what you could consider a little slight indiscretion, talking about maybe stuffing ballots, becomes something bigger because now it's international. That means that you have outside forces trying to manipulate the American people and the American form of government. And again, I repeat, if not for any other reason, every American, be you Democrat or Republican, should be incensed by the fact that this happened or that this is really going on. It should be a pitchfork torch burning session, okay? Walking down Pennsylvania Avenue to get these son of a bitches to understand. Y'all work for us. We don't work for you, okay? We vote you in. Your paychecks comes from our tax dollars. But you want to tell us there's no fraud in this election? In other words, you're paying lip service to bullshit. We can see it with our own eyes. But when you have other countries involved, such as China and so on and so forth, that becomes a lot more than just fraud, okay? This becomes a lot more than just vote manipulation. This becomes an incident that could actually, in some cases, start a war, okay? Let's be real. This thing here is a lot deep. It goes a lot deeper. And it is a lot more going on than what we are led to believe on the surface. Nobody's talking about what happened in Frankfurt, Germany, with the seizing of those doggone servers that has been totally confirmed by the White House that the servers are on deck. And they're going to be forensically examined. Once the information comes out, as my guest Brandon Bryce said yesterday, we're going to be completely surprised by the results. Not detoured, but quite surprised. And this is just my humble opinion. If we find that there has been illegal activities taking place from the Democrat Party, there should be no holds barred to prosecute each and every one of them. If we find out that there's been some chicanery taking place from members of the Republican Party, there should be no holds barred on prosecution, because they're not attacking each other. They're not attacking the system itself. They're attacking the American people, us, with this fraudulent vote, with the mail-in ballots, with the manipulations that's taking place. You know damn well, and I'm not referring to the elderly, okay? I'm not, those guys, yes, maybe those people should mail in their ballots, okay? But we know that the mail-in ballot idea was just a way of instituting corruption, instituting a bold count, doing all the things they couldn't get the I said this before, I'm gonna say it again. The silly son of a bitches could not get that man out of office. They tried to impeach him. They tried to embarrass him. They tried to humiliate him. They investigated him every damn day of his life in office for 4 fucking years. Found out nothing happened. Found out we spent millions of dollars, a bunch of paperwork, had people sitting on the edge of their seat every day trying to get some good juicy information, to find out it was a bogus, totally bogus investigation. Now I hear people saying, well, he's a businessman. Businessmen are crooked. Let me tell you something. If they had anything on Trump, they'd have brought that shit out. Even in his business dealings, they'd have brought it out. The only thing they tried to run on Trump about his business dealings is how he was negotiating with contractors. And that's what a businessman does. He negotiates with contractors. I don't remember hearing anything about he didn't pay his people. I don't remember anything about any of his people coming up giving affidavits or testimony saying, oh, well, I work for Trump and he never paid me. I don't remember hearing all that. I remember before Trump became President Trump, and he was still a businessman, I could be wrong, but I do remember seeing pictures of Trump, Rosa Parks, Judge Jackson, Al Sharpton. These are some of the most hypocritical son of a bitches I've ever seen in my fucking life. They sat up here, tried to say this man was a racist, but they didn't want to go back. They didn't want to go back and get the pictures of him standing there receiving awards from black community leaders. The same son of a bitches that's on TV every fucking day talking about how Trump is racist. But you felt good about him when he wasn't the president to give his ass awards. You felt good about him when he wasn't the president to make songs about him. You felt good about him when he wasn't the president. You wanted to be like Trump. But no sooner than the man take the mantle of authority, seeing his country being drugged into the motherfucking depths of despair, watching how politicians were taking advantage of the American people, watching the country be stolen by either one party, this party, or both parties at the same fucking time. This man had a life, but he gave up his life to try and attempt to give Americans back theirs. And all you do, you're criticizing son of a bitches. That's all you do is criticize every action, every policy attempt. Everything that this man has done, you guys on the other side have been a bunch of bullshit artists. But we supposed to love us some Democrats, though, because y'all so sweet. Y'all look out for us so much because y'all love the American people. You love us so much, you raise our taxes whenever you have the power because you love America. You love the American people. You love us so much that you institute a whole little health care plan for us all because you love us so much. And you promised, you told us as Americans, our doggone insurance rate's going to go down by $2,000, maybe even $2,300 because you love us. But I guess we didn't read in the fine print how at one point in time, it's going to go the fuck through the roof. So instead of paying $2,300 less, now we paying $2,400 more. But you love us. Them Democrats, you got to go with them. Tell you every day. You had the House. You had the Senate. You had a president. All Democrat. Every last one of them. Had all the power, all the mantle, all the authority given to you. And how did you spend it? How did you do it? You did it trying to bring us health care that we can't fucking use. You used all of your clout at that point. All your collateral. You just used it all to get us a health care system that is, a health care, medical bail, but whatever the fuck it is. It doesn't fucking work. If you got a job, you're going to pay through the ass for that insurance. If you don't have a job, it probably work for you real good because you got to pay for shit. But it doesn't work for the working man. You told motherfuckers, if you want your doctor, you can keep your doctor. You like your health care, you can keep your health care. Millions of people, after that lie, lost their doctor and lost their health care. But Democrats love us some Americans. Y'all looking out for us. Yes, you is. You're looking out for us so much, you want the borders wide the fuck open. And as Nancy Pelosi said, MS-13 are animals, they're humans too. Even when they beat the hell out of somebody with a baseball bat and cut their fucking head off with a machete, they're still humans. And we gotta love our humans. Look, the Democrat Party is full of fucking shit. And I'm sorry, I just gotta put it out there. I'm hostile right now with when it comes to Democrats. Because everything I've seen from these guys, talking about the leadership, I'm not talking about the rank and file. I keep telling y'all, we're not talking about the down ballot folks, we're talking about the people at the top. And the people at the top are so full of shit, y'all need to recycle these motherfuckers, all right? Seriously, no joke. You need to get rid of the Nancy Pelosi's, the Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's. You need to get rid of all them something. The Bernie Sanders. You need to recycle your fucking party. You need to put real Americans that believe in America on that ticket in that house. Because if the House of Representatives is believing in socialism, that cannot be the thing. This country is centrist. We are right in the middle. Matter of fact, let's be honest. Our policies in this country, the whole country as a whole, the American people, we kind of center right, okay? That's basically what it is. We're basically center right. So the Democrat Party want to pull you full left, straight off into communism, socialism, okay? This isn't an idea or theory or some kind of messed up, what you call that? Conspiracy theory. Excuse me, we need to wet my palate. This is some messed up conspiracy theory. If you have watched the Democratic Party from, I guess, whatever the amount of time you've been dealing with them, you've watched the progression of their policies, their rhetoric, and even how they treat their so-called friends in whatever in whatever chamber they seem to be presenting from, either the Senate or the House of Representatives. But they're friends, my friend this or my friend that. But as soon as you get in front of them cameras and you have a policy dispute or a policy disagreement, they're not actually your friend anymore, okay? Now they turn into the big-headed monster and you're trying to kill them. You are watching, I don't mean it literally trying to kill them, I'm talking about politically. Okay, you are watching Facts and Opinion on Wjzz Cool TV live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Periscope. Check this out. Hold up. I forgot to tell you this. When you go to YouTube and you check out this show on YouTube, hit the like button and subscribe. I need to have you on deck with me. For real, for real. You'll get the notification every time the show goes live. And we have other personalities. You might enjoy some of their shows as well. But back to what I was talking about. Yeah, they messed up, okay? But look, we're not going to get off into all that too deep because I got my own feelings when it comes to how I think Democrats and Republicans differ because you have some rhino Republicans that go along with what the bullshit ass Democrats talk about too. And they should just switch their party. Talking about the rhinos. If you're not going to be for what the American... See, we all know what it is that's right and we have a good idea what the fuck is wrong, okay? Pretty much. And if you're telling me that MS-13 are just normal people trying to make their way through the day and live a normal, wholesome life by beating up people and killing them and chopping their asses up, then I don't have to agree with your bullshit ass philosophy. It seems like to me you on some different shit. And it's going to be detrimental to my beliefs and my health. Look, when you have lockdowns taking place, okay? And this is the prime example I have for all you guys. When it comes to Democrats, okay? You have, Gavin Newsom, Cuomo, Gretchen Whitmer. These governors are instituting lockdowns in their states because of high COVID numbers. But it's cool. You might want to do that. But let's address Cuomo out of New York. Shut down the restaurants. Shut down all the little spots you can go to as a precaution. But if we're all being affected by COVID and we're all going through what we're going through, then why would you shut down the churches? You leave the liquor stores open. You got the weed dispensary pumping out, but you close the one place that we would need to go in the era of COVID. Maybe pray for a little, understanding, pray for a little strength, maybe talk to the Lord and have the Lord answer back in his house. But you want to keep me from that? It went to the Supreme Court, and guess what? Cuomo got the shit kicked out of his ass for that stupid shit. They reversed that. You can have the weed stores open. Get you a motherfucking quarter bag up out of there, all right? You can slide your ass down to the liquor store, get you a pint, and then all of that being done, slide your ass on back home, get as fucked up as you want to. Guess what? You outside doing all this. Supposed to be a quarantine, ain't it? Ain't we supposed to be locked down? So how in the hell I can go to the liquor store? How in the hell can I go to the dispensary, but I can't go to church? Okay. Gavin Newsom, California. This silly son of a bitch, he tells everybody, lockdown, ain't nobody doing shit. But then you turn around and catch this motherfucker at a high-end restaurant, ain't wearing no mask with a bunch of goddamn people sitting at the table. But there are rules for thee, but none for me. That's how Democrats think. Leadership. We ain't talking about the, rank and file. We talking about the leadership. Lori Lightfoot, or whatever her fucking name it was, that crazy ass haircut over there in Chicago. She want to lock everybody down, but I seen this bitch at a rally celebrating Joe Biden's supposedly alleged victory over Trump. Ain't got no fucking mask on, standing a bunch of goddamn people, but you done shut that whole fucking city down. Does any of this shit make sense to you? Does any of this seem like a sense of control? You're being told coronavirus is killing motherfuckers, which it is. It is. But, does that mean that your life now is in the control of a politician who does not live the way he preaches or she preaches? They want you to do what they say do, but they don't want to do the same thing. What's wrong with this fucking picture? Your liberties, your freedoms, and everything else, your constitutional rights are being eroded. But every day, we go along with this shit just like sheep, following along. We ain't no problem with that crap. I got a problem with it. All right? Let's be honest. I got a real full-blown goddamn problem with these motherfucking Democrat leaders telling me one thing and doing what the fuck they want to do. But I can't do what I want to do. I can't do what I want to do. I can't go to church and pray. I can't go to the gym and work out. I can't go and have me a meal at a place out unless it's outside. I can't sit inside. I got to go outside. But all the same time, these same individuals that's preaching that this is wrong, that is wrong, and this is wrong are doing the exact opposite. But these are our leaders. These are the people we vote for. These are the people we put in charge over us, to govern us, to give us the idea that that is the way things are supposed to be done. How in the hell can things be done in that manner and you get to fly away? That doesn't work. That's not what we do here. That is not what we do here. Now, I do believe that this whole situation that we've been going on about with the election is going to go to the Supreme Court. It definitely is going to go there because it has no other place it can go. It's the only logical answer to all of the things that's been going on. Because every time, I guess you can say, every time that the Trump campaign files a brief with these courts in these states, it's either heard and dismissed or it's not even paid any attention to and not even brought up. But here's the thing. This can only last for so long before, the dam breaks, and no other choices are left but the Supreme Court. Now, we were talking about that yesterday. Now, I'm a little nervous about that part. I'm not going to lie and say that, yay, Supreme Court. Chief Justice Roberts has been a wild card on the court, okay? He's went with decisions. Now, you remember, we got a 5 to 4 majority, conservative majority. And what drives me crazy about that is Chief Judge Roberts is actually the head of the court. If these issues are brought up before the court, I mean, honestly, there's no other way you can look at this except for, common sense, okay? If states break their own laws, then you have to go to the Supreme Court in order to get, resolution. To get some type of resolution to this. And going to the Supreme Court, at this moment in time, like I said, Chief Justice Roberts was put on the bench by George Bush, okay? We had a few good, conservative rulings, but he was the same individual that changed Obamacare from a fine to a tax in order to get Obamacare passed. This kind of questionable on how this is going to all fall out when it comes before the Supreme Court. This is like, this is getting special, okay? Look, you are watching Facts and Opinion on Wjzz Cool Tv, live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Periscope. Now, tell you something else here. Now, I need you guys to take a little time, go and check out Honey on Jazz Cats Thursday nights at 6 p.m. This week she'll be interviewing Alex Harding. He's a saxophone player. And also, she'll be having Nora Jones of the Detroit Police Chaplain. And they'll be doing an interview also. I think she has 2 interviews that same night, so it might be intriguing, quite juicy for you. And especially if you like jazz, check her out. Now, we're coming down to almost the end of the show here. Excuse me. We're coming down to the end of the show here. And 1 minute. We're coming down to the end of the show here. Lost my train of thought there for a second. And I need you guys to understand that sometimes this whole situation can be real scary to us. What's going on in the world? What's going on in our country? What's going on in our lives, okay? But just like anything else, it will pass. This time won't last forever. So, it's been real. I got to get up out of here. I've enjoyed my time with you guys. I will see you next weekend. And, again, you've been watching Facts and Opinion with JR. I'm your host on Wjzz Cool TV, live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Periscope. See ya next week. Same back channel, same back time. 2 o'clock. Bye-bye.
Something so